Since Evan and I have been posting our videos flying our Shongololos with the motor conversion, quite a number of guys have been asking how we did it. So this video I'm going to make now is just to show you guys what we've done, and hopefully it'll help you out, and maybe you can do the same if you want to have power on your Shongi. So this conversion is done on the new mold that Evan has made for his Shongi, and there you can see I have used the pull cable like they use on the DLGs. So it's just, there's a spring in the tails, which is a V-tail. There's a spring in there, I'll show you now. And then this is just a cable running through to the servos, and I've pushed the servos as far back as I can, so that I've still got a little bit of space so that I can attach them to the servo, attach the horns to the servos. So there you go. And then there's enough space over there to hold the battery and the receiver. The ESC is sitting where my thumb is here, about over there, and I've had to put narco ducts in the fuzz so that we get a nice airflow through there. The first time I did try this, I had burnt out the ESC, and luckily the plane landed okay, and there wasn't too much damage. So I do recommend putting some kind of ventilation into your fuzz, and don't burn out your ESC. So my ESC is an 80 amp, and it's a Skywalk 80 amp ESC. So from the leading edge to where your spinner starts, it's 350. There you go, 350. And then from the servo, from where the servo ends to the front of the canopy opening is 145. So there's the spring on one of the V-tails. There you can see it over there, going from here to the back, and it springs up. And then on the back, where the V-tail fits inside, these are just cables, the pull cables. I used an 80-pound fishing trace so that there's no chance of the cable breaking or stretching because it's getting too hot like they do on the DLGs in the sun. So I've had no issues with this at all. There you go.
Okay, as this is my Shongololo that I've converted to electric. It started its life without electric motor and flew many flights before Michael convinced me to put a motor in it. So just like he's done, I've had to put narco ducts to get ventilation in. It is open at the end of the fuselage to allow the air to flow straight the way through. Because this was never intended as an electric when I first put it together, my servos ended up being a little bit further forward than Michael's. So I was very much restricted in terms of size of battery that I could put in. And in order to swing this motor and this prop, I've opted for a 850 milliamp hour 60C discharge rate. So this thing can provide enough power to this particular motor, which is a hacker motor, and it fits, as you can see, very snugly in here next to the receiver, which is over here. The little horns, or the aerials, are sticking out the side here. So there's actually just enough space, and because I couldn't put in a 2200 milliamp hour, I had to compensate with a bit of weight just to bring the CG into the right proportions. But a knocker duct there and a knocker duct cut into my canopy provide ventilation over the back of the motor and over the speed controller, which is also sitting in the back here. In order to get that in, you're going to take the servos out, extend the wires, push it in, put the servos back in, and the speed controller lives it in here. Like Michael's, and fantastic. I'm actually blown away how efficient these pull wires for the springs in the elevator are. Very, very positive, very strong return spring, so it's putting it into the up position. Should that wire break, it will go into an up position and the plane will just stall in, hopefully land flat on its belly and not nosedive into the ground. Very, very efficient system. I'm very much impressed with it. Thank you to Michael. As I said, this is a very big prop. It's a 1610. Points of the prop come to about halfway back on the canopy opening. The hub, or the spinner, I searched around and eventually found a nice, I think it's 32 millimeter. Let me just measure that. Yeah, 32 or 33 millimeter diameter at the base of the hub. Yeah, 32 and a half millimeters. And that is a perfect match to the front of the fuselage. Very, very nice, clean fit, nothing bulging out or anything like that. It's just a nice lightweight aluminium spinner, and it seems to do the job. The Hacker motor is a B40L Hacker motor, geared motor. It stretches all the way back to over here. I don't know if you'll be able to see the back of the motor in this light, probably not. But anyway, the back of the motor sits right over here. So it's a very long motor. It's got a gearbox on it. That's a geared Hacker motor, and it's able to swing this big prop. So as I say, it's a Hacker B40L, this particular one. CHB 40L, 40-11L, 3,400 Rand. That was many years ago. Not much more now, unfortunately. Just do a little run-up of the motor to show you how it runs. Stick the battery pack in. Run this up. Start on the stove. Plenty krag. Very nice. Swinging a massive 1610 prop. Do that again.
Yeah, great. Thanks for that, Ev. So one thing I can say from my side is that I'm absolutely loving my Shongis. I have the yellow one and I have got white, red and black one. And they're both converted to motorized, and I'm absolutely loving them. Every time I go out to Gems, I will be flying DLG, and then I will be flying my Shongis. They easy to fly. You just got to watch a little bit. You can't fly them like a DLG because you will tip stall them. They need a little bit of speed. Otherwise, they are absolutely brilliant. They're predictable, easy to fly, easy to land, and they just, I just love mine. So I don't run my motor longer than 10 seconds. 10 seconds gives me about 300 meters, and that's more than high enough to find thermals. The motor combination that I've got is very similar to Evan's, and there's more than enough power there to get you up very quickly. After burning my ESC out on the first flight, I got a bit scared, and I will not run my motor longer than 10 seconds. So I think for those of you who have Shongololos lying in your garage or in your storage or whatever, and you're only using them to fly off a slope, and you want to maybe do a conversion, this might be the way to go. Look at it, take it out of storage and do it. It's a fantastic project. What I might recommend is that you get a new fuzz and maybe some tails, lighter tails from Evan, so that you can go power or you can go slope with your original fuzz. Keep the wings and the main wing joiner, and just convert to another fuzz, and that way you can have the best of both worlds. So I hope this video helps, and hope to see you on the field sometime soon. Cheers.